high fans of high-quality entertainment. As some of you know, I've been friends with Glenn Kellaway for probably, I think, over 3 years at least, maybe 4 years. And in case you don't know, Glenn has a YouTube channel, a mediocre YouTube channel called Glenn Kellaway from the Basement. And a couple of days ago, he posted a video, and I, when I have my dinner, I eat it here on the couch, and I watch whatever, Netflix or YouTube. And so I thought, hey, I'll watch Glenn's latest video. And my heart sunk when the title of it was "I'm Getting Divorced." And so I'm eating dinner and I'm not really enjoying my dinner because I'm getting kind of upset, feeling bad for Glenn and of course his wife. And he seemed sincere. And then, of course, halfway through, it's a joke. It's a joke video. And that's something I would never do on this channel, is act like I'm serious about something and then make it into a joke. I just don't think that's right, And yeah, he was kind of, mocking me for liking certain bands like Sparks, Lou Reed, who he has said in the past is one of the worst musicians ever, or artist ever. The Beach Boys, he mocks me about liking not that he, I've said this on live streams and all that, it's not that he dislikes the Beach Boys, but he only likes, some songs by the Beach Boys. And growing up in the 60s, kind of like me, I thought, we were both big fans of the Beatles. And, yeah, the Beach Boys weren't cool, right? But we still, both of us still liked a lot of their hit songs and whatever. But, Glenn, I've realized in the last year or so how great an album Pet Sounds is. It's a masterpiece. It took me a few, I've always liked it, but it took me until about this past year to realize why people are saying it's one of the greatest albums ever, and it is. I listened to the 50th anniversary remix of it on Spotify, and that's when it hit me, I guess. And then I've been gifted CDs by Nicholas Pearl, as I've mentioned before. He sent me Friends and 2020. And with Friends, we were doing one of those album exchanges with other people and Glenn, probably over a year ago, and I was given Friends, the album Friends. And so, I just listened to it on Spotify. And the first time I listened to it, I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. But I had to keep listening to it because, I'm doing this exchange and you have to be fair with everyone and give an album a chance. And so the second time I listened to it, I liked it. And then after that, I absolutely love the album Friends. And 2020 is excellent too. And so, yeah, this is the 50th anniversary of Pet Sounds, which I always mention, because if you have an older version of Pet Sounds on CD, or I guess vinyl, I highly recommend the remix, 50th anniversary remix. It just sounds amazing. And then the other CD that Nicholas Pearl sent me a bit later is Smiley Smile, which I absolutely love. But once again, it takes more than one listen to appreciate it. I find that albums that you don't connect with right away, but you give them a chance, usually they end up being some of my favorite albums. And then, you know, this is not a great album, Summer in Paradise, but I got it at a pawn shop for $5.99. And this is good. I need to listen to it more though, probably their final album. And this one, the Beach Boys Party and Stacko Tracks, which I still need to listen to more. And I've listened to this one, Surf and Safari, their debut album, which is a fun listen. And then I also got Sunflower and Surf's Up, which I consider both albums as good as Pet Sounds. And also, recently I got the double, this one here, which contains Carl and the Passions' So Tough and Holland. And it took me a while, once again, two, 3 listens to love it. And I absolutely love both albums. In fact, yesterday on my Patreon I did an album request for Holland. And that was my second listen, and I gave it an A-. And then last night I listened to it again, and it would have been higher than an A-, probably at least an A. So let's get back to Glenn Kellaway from the Basement. What we're going to be doing, we agreed on this on a recent live chat, we're going to exchange 2 albums each, and we'll just listen to them on Spotify because Glenn, I guess, doesn't want to give me his CDs because he plays them a lot. And I think he's given me 2 albums by Billy Strings. What kind of an artist name is that? Billy Strings. What a stupid name, Billy Strings. I've never heard, I don't think I've heard any of Billy Strings' music. I'm really looking forward to it. But I will do an honest review. I will. I'll listen to the 2 albums at least 3 times each, and we'll see if I like it or not. Maybe I'll become a fan of Billy Strings. So I've been contemplating which 2 Beach Boys albums to give to Glenn, because listening to a lot of this music that I've never heard before, and like I said, I've always really liked the Beach Boys, all of their hits and Pet Sounds. Even a few years ago I always liked the album, but now I love it. But I've been kind of wondering which 2 albums should I give Glenn that he is going to finally realize that the Beach Boys are one of the greats. I seriously think they are, and there was a comment on my channel 2 or 3 days ago for one of my Beach Boys videos, and the person wrote, "The Beach Boys are the American Beatles," and I agree. And so last night I was listening to, trying to decide which 2 albums to give him. And I was listening to Carl and the Passions, So Tough, and Holland, and I was kind of thinking, Glenn's going to like this. Glenn's going to really like, not every song, but overall I think Glenn is going to love, if he gives them a chance, he's going to love and respect the Beach Boys much more, and possibly even end up buying some Beach Boys albums. But then after playing these 2 albums, I also played, for the 20th time probably, Sunflower, and then Surf's Up. And that's when I decided, I wish you could listen to a lot of this, right? But it's just 2 albums. I've decided, and you can let me know in the comment section below if you agree with this or not, I'm going to give Glenn Sunflower, and Surf's Up to listen to. I think Sunflower is a perfect album. I think Glenn is going to, once he plays it more than once, maybe, he might not connect with it the first time, but on the second or third, I'm hoping that he loves the album like I do, and many, many, many other music fans do. And then Surf's Up, it's not a perfect album. I know some people find Student Demonstration Time annoying. I don't mind it. The only thing is the mix of it isn't great. But songs like Long Promised Road with Carl Wilson on lead vocals, Disney Girls, just a beautiful song. Then side 2 of Surf's Up with Feel Flows by Carl Wilson. Just amazing. That's the one thing I've realized getting into the Beach Boys more. All of the band members, Carl Wilson, Brian Wilson is like at the top. But even Mike Love, some of his songs, like on Sunflower, All I Want to Do is just gorgeous. And I didn't even realize it was Mike singing until I looked up the credits. Sometimes you're not sure which of the Beach Boys is singing, right? Yeah, but then, like I said, side 2, Feel Flows, Looking at Tomorrow, a welfare song, and then A Day in the Life of a Tree, Till I Die, and Surf's Up. Just a masterpiece. So I'm really curious if Glenn is going to end up loving Sunflower and Surf's Up. I think he will. And, in the past, he used to say that with, for instance, the band Genesis, he never could get into Genesis with Peter Gabriel. He didn't like The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, which is fine. But in the last few months, he's become a fan of the Peter Gabriel Genesis era. And he loves The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And I feel he's going to be the same way with these Beach Boys albums. And so I'm not sure when we're going to do this, but I'm ready. I'm ready for those two Billy Strings albums to listen to. And then on a live chat coming up, we'll give it maybe a week or so. We'll get together and we'll do a live chat and we'll review. Glenn will review those two Beach Boys albums, and I'll review the two Billy Strings albums. I think that's what he's giving me. And the thing is, if Glenn doesn't like those albums, Sunflower and Surf's Up, I think that's the end of our friendship. Because if Glenn doesn't like, or love the Beach Boys, Surf's Up, and Friends, then there's no help for the guy. There's no help. And I can't be friends with Glenn. It'll be the end. I don't care if he doesn't like Sparks a lot, or, Can, or King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, but he's gotta love the Beach Boys, or we can't be friends. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.